Welcome, everybody. This is the read-through for Roy Gets Played.
Act 3. Roy is walking around the stage aimlessly. You are acting stupid.
Roy is not.
Roy is. I have been watching you the whole time.
That's not creepy at all.
Listen, first you acted too curious, secondly you acted too ignorant, and now you just act stupid.
If Roy is stupid, what does that make you?
Really? A spectator scared of what stupid things you are going to attempt next.
I think you are just jealous of Roy.
Oh yes, of course. I am jealous of all of the experimenting they have been doing to you. You think he would learn.
Morraine and Tara are trying to get back Roy's memories. This will help you not have to work so hard on remembering.
Right. Lots of experimenting that has great odds of killing you helps me. Roy, you are not from this planet, so potentially everything here is dangerous.
How do you know that?
It is obvious, Roy.
You're starting to remember. It is working.
What? No, Roy, listen to me. It is not helping.
I better get back now.
Roy starts to exit. Roy, stop!
Roy wants to remember. If that thing, the mechanical, yes. If it helps, Roy wants more.
It is killing you, Roy. Your body can only take so much, and that stupid electric chair will be your end. Shockingly, the electricity is dangerous to Roy.
Tara says it looks to be helping.
Ah, yes, the reason for the treason. Roy, you need to get her out of your head.
Roy is starting to think the same thing for you.
You cannot get rid of me. I am you. I am the only person that actually cares about you, Roy.
With her, I get this feeling. A weird feeling. But it feels surprisingly great. Makes Roy feel like Roy is about to burst.
Roy, do not get too excited. Wait, are you talking about love?
Love?
Roy, forget I said that word. It's nothing but heartbreak.
But Roy wants to know what love is. I want you to show Roy.
I will not.
Then Roy will just go ask Tara.
Roy starts to exit. No, fine, Roy. Roy stops. I just fear that since you are not a habitant of this planet, that she will not care about you that way.
Why?
Because, you know, she is a thespian. She likes her own kind. Speareshake enters, undiscovered by Roy. He remains out of sight of Roy.
Tara is different.
How could you be so sure?
Tara and I seem to have something special.
You are delusional. Speareshake reveals himself.
Just the Roy I wanted to see. Art thou alone?
No.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
Good. I shall not prance around it. Roy must leave here at once.
Why?
Thou clearly does not belong here. That and the longer thou remain within Thespia, the amount of danger grows.
Roy likes it here. Definitely with Tara.
Listen, boy.
It's Roy.
Roy, you meddle with things thou dost not understand. I speak for the people. You must depart immediately. Or depart in another way.
Roy, he is serious about leaving.
He isn't serious.
On the contrary, I am.
But Tara wants Roy to stay.
Does she, Manthony? Or does this Theopatra desire for thou's demise?
My name is Roy.
Just get out.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yay.
Yay.
And to think Tara desires this.
She does?
What? Nay, just leave.
Roy is really lost.
Tara enters.
Oh, there you are, Mr. Roy. We thought you got lost.
Roy really is.
Oh, hello, Mr. Speareshake. Thank you for keeping Mr. Roy here. Otherwise, he might have wandered off.
Think nothing of it.
Well, Mr. Roy, let us return to continue testing. You should have enough fresh air at the moment. We have lots to accomplish in so little time.
Tara and Roy start to exit.
Remember, Roy, of the warning we conversed?
Tara stops and turns, shortly followed by Roy.
What warning?
About Roy.
Needing to avert the pestering procrastinats before they pursue. Roy must flee them at the precise time or dread their consequences.
What's a procrastinat?
Oh, not to worry, Mr. Roy. The procrastinats are harmless bugs.
Just an annoying pest. Very insufficient.
I think it would be best if we leave this town, Roy.
Not right now.
Was that to me or Speareshake's threats?
Both.
Thy eyes see there must be more work to be done. I hate to be an obstruct. A buzz in thy's ear. Well, I must locate Mrs. Crituca to
Quaint.
have a quaint little chat.
It's good to see you, Mr. Speareshake. Will I see you later?
It be my deepest desire.
Spearshake kisses Tara's hands.
Farewell, Roy. Remain vigilant. Thou will need it.
Spearshake exits.
Don't let Mr. Speareshake intimidate you.
Was he?
Please say you're being humorous.
Do not think poorly of him. Mr. Speareshake is just competitive by nature. We used to call him Old King of Lear because of it. Always giving off mean glares.
Tara makes a mad-looking face that imitates Spearshake.
That's pretty good, but Roy feels that you're missing this.
Roy starts to imitate Spearshake's posture and facial expressions.
Thou, thee, thy, thou, I smelleth the blood of a thespian.
Morraine enters, bringing out with her a big contraption that is functioning, which has printed on the side, Antigone. She stops.
Tara, did you break Roy?
Thee?
No, we were just admiring Mr. Spearshake.
Right.
Morraine adjusts things on the contraption.
Well, you were close, but you forgot all the self-advocating and stating of his name repetitively to be truly accurate. Ready, Roy?
Roy's ready for what?
The last possible cure for your amnesia, Mr. Roy.
Reading the machine.
Antigone. It's against things that are lost?
Sort of.
Roy, this machine looks very dangerous.
Is this dangerous?
Shouldn't be. The Antigone helps locate a problem and corrects it. It will get your hearts pumping through. But not to worry.
Hearts? Roy, last I checked, you only have one.
Roy only has one heart?
Yes, only one.
The only one.
Oh, that is romantic.
Wait, only one? You don't have three?
Where did all of my hearts go?
I do not know. You were just raised that way.
Well, you are going to need them all. Otherwise, the Antigone might be devastating to you and probably everybody involved. Sorry, Mr. Roy. Looks like we cannot lay your amnesia to rest.
So Roy's hopeless and heartless? I just want to know where Roy's hearts lie.
And is reading the guide. Apparently Roy's only have one heart. Interesting.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Roy.
There's one other way, but I only read about it.
What is it?
It's called a lobotomy.
That sounds familiar for some reason.
Will it work for Mr. Roy?
It's possible. You do have a brain, right, Mr. Roy?
I think Roy does.
Yes, but it does not function often enough, though.
Do patients say it works?
After the procedure, most of the patients did not have much to say about it, if I remember correctly.
How does one lobotomy?
Let's see what I remember. It has to do something with a big needle.
Morraine imitates holding up a big needle. Oh no, Roy, you cannot attempt this.
Roy does not fear big needles.
That is not why. Morraine sits Roy down.
Then you insert the big needle
Morraine traces her finger to between Roy's eyes.
between the eyes, if I remember correctly.
Sounds nice.
What? This sounds a little extreme for amnesia.
Because it is. Roy, you are not allowed to get one.
But Roy wants a lobotomy.
Absolutely not!
But Roy,
Roy wants to remember who Roy is. And if this is the only way, Roy is willing to try.
Roy, there is other ways. Just be patient.
There are Roy's memories, and I want them now.
If that is what you want, I will do more research on it. But it might be a while before I would attempt it.
Like a few hours?
Months. I do not wish to mess up and mess you up in the process. A wrong move can leave you
like a vegetable.
a little more functional, like a...
Fruit?
What?
We're talking about food, right?
No, we're talking about...
Being disabled.
Like a fruit.
No.
Will you two stop anticipating my sentences?
So no fruit.
Roy, just be quiet.
Sure, you will end up as a grape, becoming a raisin in the sun. You'll never be the same, meaning no coming back. And because you are so persistent, I will read into it more, Mr. Roy. But if it will cause you more harm than help, I will not do it. You do not need any more help losing things, Mr. Roy. If you need me, I will be at the clinic. Sorry, Tara. I could not be more helpful.
You did very well. Thank you, Morraine.
Thank goodness she has reasoning. Roy, do you even realize what you would have done if she had said yes?
What are you talking about? It would have helped Roy remember.
Morraine pulls aside Tara.
Be careful of this one. He doesn't seem to be all there, if you get my drift.
I know. That is why I want to help, Mr. Roy.
Oh, that's the reason.
Shh. Please, Morraine.
Enough said. See you two around.
Morraine leaves, taking Gon off stage.
What did she say?
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Roy, I'm so sorry that we could not assist you in retrieving your memories.
It's okay. Roy's making better ones right now.
Wait. That is it! You could just make a story about everything you experienced so far here in Thespia.
But how?
With my help, you can do it.
Tara grabs Roy's hand. Ert enters.
I just witnessed Miss Morraine push away a death trap of ancient times. Roy is still alive? Oh, good morning, Roy. Miss Tara. Roy?
Everything is fine, Mr. Ert.
Good to hear. I was just jesting about the death part. I am not as comedical as you, Roy, but in time I will be.
Roy is glad to hear that wasn't a death trap. I almost used it.
That part was not a joke. So, what is the past life of Roy?
We couldn't revert the amnesia.
Oh no, so sorry to hear that, Roy. Without a memory of your story, Roy, I guess I must cancel the illuminated story for tonight.
Not necessarily.
That is true. We could put on a Speareshake classic. Though, personally, I have seen them far too many times. Not much changes. Love, death, love of death. Then an occasional magical element, which leads back to either love or death. Maybe even both.
Or Mr. Roy just creates a story based on a true story.
But the amnesia...
A story about waking up in a strange place, seeking answers from strange people. Sound familiar?
Are you proposing that he...
Yes, Mr. Roy's long day's journey into Thespia.
Up into the night of his illuminated story. That is brilliant. Roy can show us, through the eyes of a visitor. Imagine all of the great things Roy has seen.
And all of the vices of the people, gossip, alcoholism, assault, and more. This has no way to anger anybody.
Roy will just choose the good things.
Well, each story does need a conflict and a struggle to make it any good. No one wants to see a happy day from start to finish.
Just like in Mr. Tiller's story. Mr. Tiller is happy at first, but with the introduction of an opposing force, the Oracle, the story teeter-totters back and forth until a solution is accomplished.
Okay.
Oh, do not forget to include clever humor. You were good at that.
Like what?
The characters must be important too. Only include the ones that are needed to tell your story.
Wait.
Also include an antagonist.
Who is antagonist?
What would be the genre?
Satire.
I am sitting, 'cause Roy's tired.
Roy, are you alright?
Would the setting be only in one place or many?
Stop. Roy is being overloaded with knowledge.
That's a first.
Did you gather the key points at least?
Roy thinks so. Almost. Mainly a few. There are too many different things for Roy to keep track of.
Well, if you have to remember anything, may it be this. Write what you want to see performed.
I don't know what Roy wants to see. This whole world is too different from what Roy thought it would be. Like, what is this?
Roy points to a medium-sized rock.
It is a rock.
The oracle enters unnoticed and starts wandering to the stage, rearranging things.
What does it do?
It rocks, I suppose.
Really? Not as interesting as Roy originally thought.
The oracle starts to come closer to them, curious.
True, it has been there for a long time, though. Nothing special.
It's a rock of ages? It already has more experience than Roy without Roy's past memories.
Things take time, Mr. Roy.
Roy wants to rock.
Well, you cannot. It was gifted to me from my 7th lover. I received many rocks in my youth. What? You think I couldn't get rocks?
This rock?
Of course. My eyes might be worn, but one does not forget a rock like this.
I am very certain that this rock has been here for ages.
Lasted longer than my lover. Now, it is a symbol saying, this is our youth.
It does have more stories than Roy.
You, trying to rob me of my rocks.
You seem to trigger her a lot.
Roy doesn't mean to.
So you admit it, going to trade it for addicting rocks. Huh. Well?
What? No.
Roy is not committing any kind of trouble, Mrs. Oracle.
Places his hand on the oracle's shoulder. This triggers the oracle's absent state. Steps back.
Beware, the iris of match. Did ever was so true and equal. Sherlarpa and Dingus quarrel.
This is the same passage she said earlier to you, Roy.
It is the same as yesterday?
A vile deed that shames the iguana.
The same. She never repeats an episode.
Hark, oh there he goes. Watch out.
Roy gets closer to the oracle.
Watch out for what?
The oracle wakes up.
Ah!
She punches Roy. Roy hits the ground.
Roy!
I have no time for lover number 8. Not yet.
The oracle exits. Oh, no. Roy's interior hardware is having malfunctions. Roy looks like he gets a bad shock and then starts to yell in pain. Different radio frequencies can be heard.
Make it stop!
Do something!
I cannot. This is way too complicated for me. This book says absolutely nothing.
Here, take this for the pain, Roy.
Pulls out of his pocket a flask and opens it. He places it in Roy's hand. Roy instantly drinks the flask for a moment. This calms Roy and the radio frequencies down. What is that?
It is working.
All of the circuits seem to regulate themselves if the liquid seems to numb the pain enough for everything to reset the entire system. Wait. That does not look right. And starts to flip through his book.
Kinda looks like a baby.
Hey, Roy took a hard hit.
No, the flask. Alcohol is pretty much milk, but for adults.
Alcohol. Interesting. And writes that down.
Let us take Roy to visit Morraine. The alcohol will not remain in effect forever.
Agreed. Hang in there, Mr. Roy.
And Tara help Roy up and have Roy's arms around them. They start to leave.
The flask saved Roy. I will drink to that.
Roy says this to the flask.
Friend.
Roy takes a swig while they all exit. Roy, not too much. We do not want you to get addicted. Roy! And exits. Lights change slightly. Crituca and Speareshake enter together.
Perfect. Any other detail unturned about our fellow thespians?
You want even more? That will cost you extra.
For olden times' sake, was it all for nothing? You and I, a team, a force for none to reckon with.
Speareshake gets close to Crituca. Intimate.
For thee,
Oh, fine. I could never resist your charm. Here.
Crituca hands an orange glowing rune to Speareshake.
at last, what are thy eyes gazing upon?
Dirt on everybody in town. I've been taking notes for a while now. From simple flaws up to big scandals, bigger than schoolmate gossip. But a whole school for scandal? Enough to make its own show.
What a device! So full of secrets, thy hands instantly become unclean.
I usually used it to spice up an article, when a story was too mild. Just a dab, of course.
As they will. Mild, of course.
What?
Where art thou to locate a Woscar mild at a time like this?
Should be on his route? Why?
For he and thee to discuss a matter as promised.
Remember what you promised to thee.
Of course. All coverage of our future endeavors. My word is my bond.
Good.
And you our arrangement.
Of course, Mr. Speareshake.
Crituca winks at Speareshake and starts to leave.
It's Billiam Speareshake for the record.
Duly noted.
Crituca exits.
Phase 2 completed.
Speareshake holds the rune up.
The finest gem, a true deus ex machina, if used properly. With such magic, temptation comes upon thee to play the role of the tempest. Now, to cast my illusion, enough to make its own show. Interesting. Now, where shall one find a man of the post? I bear a special delivery.
Speareshake exits. Lights return to normal. Roy enters, followed by Tara.
Roy, you must return.
Roy will be fine.
It is way too dangerous out here for you, Mr. Roy. Morraine says one more little incident could be fatal.
She is correct, Roy, and I do not know how much more you can take. Just the smallest amount of pressure could...
But Roy is already under pressure. I have to start Roy's story and finish it by tonight.
Roy, this is the least of your worries. The Oracle is still out there. Speareshake is plotting on your removal, and not to mention the chances of any new discoveries mostly in the form of gigantic beasts.
Put your mind at rest, Mr. Roy.
No. Roy gives a weird look to N.
Yes, trust me. Close your eyes.
Roy closes his eyes.
Now, take a deep breath.
Roy takes a deep breath, but holds it, starts to shake.
Feel better? Roy? Oh, let it out!
Roy lets out the air. Roy gasps for air.
I can't do it.
That is because you held your breath.
No, creating a story.
Oh, that. What is your main problem?
Everything.
Am I a problem?
Yes.
No, not at all. I guess I don't know where to start.
I don't think that is your problem.
Then what is?
I believe you are struggling with your ending, Mr. Roy. The important part of a good story is a good ending. To know when to end it. Too soon leaves the audience confused and wanting more. Too late, the audience will grow bored. You know how everything started. You're currently in the middle, but the finale, the cap of your story, is what you seem to have difficulties with.
I guess. Is it too much to ask for a happy ending?
It depends on the story.
I see. Have you ever written a story?
A few, but nothing special. It is hard for a female story writer.
What does female have to do with it?
That is my thought. But when you ask someone about which story writers they know, it is common to hear the names of men. It seems normal to place us in the house for dolls, yet we have so much to offer. I even have helped so many story writers write their tales, yet nothing is given in return. I even helped Mr. Speareshake, and yet I remain here, while he is out in the world receiving the glory. They say his name all the time. It would be nice if once they would say my name.
Tara, why don't you just showcase your story instead? I'd rather hear one of yours.
Really?
Sure,
I don't know. Maybe they're not ready.
they will be. Everybody here likes you.
No, I meant my stories.
Well, what is the most recent one you've been working on?
Well, it's kind of funny. It reminds me of you.
Roy's a funny guy.
It's called The Rune of a Dead Man.
Roy isn't dead yet. The old lady is out to get Roy, but Roy is still standing.
You are not the dead man, Mr. Roy. Well, in a way you are.
You're not making this any better.
The reason why is, a man dies but leaves a rune that is linked to his family. A lady finds the rune and gets a call from the family through the rune. Then she sort of reanimates the man through making up stories about him to comfort the family.
Well, Roy doesn't have a rune, so it can't be Roy.
Oh, sorry, Roy. Told me to give this to you.
Tara hands an orange with a tint of red glowing rune to Roy.
Anyways,
Ha!
Roy drops the rune in fear.
what is wrong? It's just a rune.
Whose is it?
It is yours, Mr. Roy.
The rune of a Roy?
Yes.
Roy, it is not going to kill you. Tara said the story reminds her of you, not a prophecy.
If you say so.
I do. I wrote the story to help my voice be heard, a metaphor of being dead to all the work I have done, without any credit to keep my memory alive through its lines. And now, well, the story reminds me of you, because of your situation. You started with no memories, as if you were dead, and now you're reanimating your old self through your experiences. I know it sounds silly.
No, it sounds like a great story. Roy thinks the town will like it.
You think so?
Roy knows so.
Tara kisses Roy, then breaks away.
Sorry, Roy. I didn't mean to. We were just talking.
Roy can always appreciate a lively conversation.
It's just, no one has ever said that before about a story of mine.
Well, it sounded great. Felt good too.
Thank you, but tonight they want to hear your story, and so do I. I want to know more about you, Roy.
But Roy has no memory.
You can tell everything from the words of a writer. A part of them is captured in every story they tell.
What about the dead guy story?
I will show it another time, I promise, if you will be there to see it.
This means Roy still has to make a story.
Indeed. I believe that you can do it, Roy. With your rune, just hold it and imagine what you want, and it will capture it.
Roy is going to need a miracle.
Roy is going to need a finale. What will the ending of your story be, Roy?
I don't know, but hopefully it's a happy one.
Me too.
Tara smiles and exits. Why did you do that, Roy?
Do what?
You know.
She started it.
And you did nothing to end it.
Roy did not want to end too soon.
And if Roy is not careful, it will be too late to end everything safely. Roy? Roy?
What?
Oh, we're doomed. If only you had said no to this story writing business and minded your own business, we could have been exploring the rest of Amard, even the galaxy. But you seem to keep getting more and more involved. And with this last stunt you pulled, you finally went past the point of no return. What do you think Speareshake is going to do now? His threat, you must depart immediately or you will depart another way, might mean the latter now. Roy, you have a choice. Stay here and most likely something horrible will happen, or we leave and have a glorious journey amongst the stars.
It does sound nice, but Roy does not want to disappoint Tara.
Oh geez, how about this? We write your story, leave it for her, then run.
Roy doesn't want to run from Roy's feelings.
I really regret telling you about those. Alright, fine. We can return after everything settles down. If it settles.
I don't know.
You will have to trust me, Roy. This is the only way.
Okay. Voice in Roy's head. You got a deal. Roy is feeling sort of stupid now after saying that.
Forget about your feelings, Roy. We have a story to write.
No promises. Time to face the Roy.
I do not like the sound of that. but we are just reporting what happened. This should not be that hard.
Even the part about Barthur's story?
I see no problem with referencing it. It is important to your understanding of this place and story creating. It is similar to research notes. You will understand, hopefully.
Then let me write a symphony for her to see.
Roy starts to leave. A story, Roy. We're creating a story. We're dead. Roy and an exit. Lights change. Barthur and Hennessee enter mid-conversation. Woscar enters from the opposite side.
Birds. Hennessee, birds. They get into everything.
I guess they do a little.
No, they are literally everywhere. You cannot go a step or two without running into a stupid bird.
You hate birds? What did they do unto you?
Nothing. We are but discussing about the common reappearances of birds in stories.
The bird is literally a scapegoat that is way too overused.
In that sense, it is just a word.
The bird is not a word. It is a physical bird in every story. The only saving grace in most stories is that that bird usually comes to a tragic demise.
So sad. Too soon. It's all a coup.
Oh, shut up, you bird brain.
Maybe the reason might be the bird often represents a free spirit.
And if it's caged, represents the domestication of the soul.
Some might become shocked enough to fly over a cuckoo's nest.
Oh, or to be distracted, drawn to the attention of a seagull to water.
Or a wild duck.
You two are real foul friends, mocking me.
Oh, we forgot that one. The mockingbird.
I get the point.
And how to kill it.
Do not tempt me.
Well, I guess bye-bye, birdie, then.
Do you not have a job to be done?
Of course, but where is the fun in that? The truest form of fun is tormenting you, Mr. Tiller.
Lot to the mill to be delivered?
Not many, a few letters and only one package.
Whom is that for?
Let us see.
Woscar pulls out a small box. On it says, "For Roy," followed by 3 drawn hearts.
For Roy, I suppose.
He said he was a visitor, just passing along. Why is he receiving mail here?
Well, whomever from seeks his 3 hearts.
Let me witness.
It is true.
I do not like it. That Roy is already suspicious enough, and now this?
Jealous?
Ha! Me? Jealous? On the contrary.
I remember it has been eons since you received post of adoration. Well...
All right. No need for further examination. Some things are meant for private lives.
Woscar starts to thoroughly examine the box.
I wonder where it can be.
And from who?
Speareshake enters.
Good morrow, gentlemen of Thespian.
Greetings, Mr. Speareshake.
Please, Billiam will do, my friends.
I must miss the trumpets, your majesty.
They will trail shortly. King John was not thee, but a tale of another, Barthur.
Sure.
So what has been your itinerary so far?
Small actions to obtain again great memories, a few exchanges of words. Time has truly ran with this haven to great lengths. Too much knowledge to grasp in so little time. What be that?
Something extraordinary for Roy, if only its secret were known.
May thy be simple with thee. Who really be the man known as Roy? Is his residence within this region?
Highly doubt it.
Why such a declaration?
Yesterday was Roy's premiere to Thespia. In addition, Roy seems to be of otherworldly regions than Amard.
I see.
Why do you care?
Is there not a speck of suspicious thoughts for the unknown nature of Roy?
Suspicious would be that funny disc around your neck. Was not it bigger in the pictures?
Yeah, I recall that it was at least threefold in the pictures.
Sort of disappointing in real life.
This be thy casual ruff. Size of a ruff matters not, for it be the man that it connects to that does.
I swear the big one looked like your head was being eaten by a big angry circle.
A header gobbler, if you will.
Good one. It seems a lifestyle not easily left behind. As for this Roy, my mind travels to dangerous lengths of possibilities. What is actually known of this stranger? This ensures thy point. One must remain vigilant amongst the unknown.
Roy is a nice fellow. There's no need to worry.
But we must. Woscar, have you any detail of Roy thou knows?
I cannot recall any. He is like an empty book.
Hennessee, have you any form of data? Nice could be a front, for a smile often hides wickedness.
Hennessee thinks, then shrugs.
My fear is this. If thou hast no concept of Roy's intention, goals, desires, then can trust be formed?
There is no evidence of Roy being good or having a negative side.
That be the evidence. Coincidence. Roy arrives and displaces all memories at the same moment.
You indicating that this all lit on purpose?
The odds of otherwise are slim, at least to thee.
Well, he is...
His mysterious nature leaves one alert. Throughout thy multitudes of odysseys, there was none like Roy. Great magnitudes of people, not one the same to Roy. From Coriolanus to Cymbeline, every Drolus and Tresida, even noble Tericles, not one at a similar position as Roy.
Roy is interesting.
Sadly, I agree with Speareshake. Rare that be. But what is to be done? We can't banish every person we question, or we would throw out at least every person in this whole town. I might not like his presence, but that does not mean to exclude him or be rid of Roy.
What if the circumstances change?
How?
What be it if facts are revealed of Roy? Maybe as if a probe of some sort to gather material.
A spy? That is ridiculous.
Is it? Frequent questioning from Roy is a trait seen by all, many of times, which is similar.
That is true.
That and Roy has been seen talking to Crituca a little longer than the average person.
Who knows what they could have discussed? Deep dark secrets, new stories.
A story is being created by the very same Roy. Could be a chilling winter's tale, since the amnesia that plagues Roy is still active.
Roy still has amnesia? Poor Roy.
Poor us. No news has been stated of the cancellation or substitution. Roy's story is still on for tonight.
The show must go on. At what cost?
Us? What are we to do?
Let us not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Barthur, what is thou side of the matter?
We never have shared a side, or ever will we.
Barthur turns around and is about to leave.
What if it contained a fragment of your work?
Barthur stops, then turns to Speareshake.
What did you say?
Barthur, calm down.
Say out of this, Hennessee. What did you say?
A fragment of your work.
A fragment of my work. Did he learn that trick from you?
A rumor from sources of stable reliability.
This must all end.
Good. Now, Wherefore art thou, Roy?
Lights return to normal. Roy enters looking down at the rune Tara gave to Roy. As he walks in, everybody else looks to Roy. Roy, we have an audience. Roy looks up.
Is thou story finished?
Roy thinks so. This rune was harder to use than Roy thought. Roy is just glad Roy didn't ruin it. Tough audience.
Oh, Roy, you received a package.
Roy did?
Woscar hands the package to Roy.
Yes, open it. We have been dying to know what its contents.
We certainly have.
Roy?
For Roy.
Roy opens the package and pulls out an orange glowing rune.
Must be the rune of a dead man.
From Tara, you think that she changed her mind to have you play her story instead?
Must be. Explains the 3 hearts, I think.
Dream on, lover boy.
Is that tonight's story?
It is.
Mind if we have a taste?
I don't know.
Oh, give it a go.
Should I?
No, just wait.
Yes, you will.
Barthur.
To be sure, it is worth our stage.
It is. Just a little bit.
Of course. Do not want you to spill all of your secrets.
Roy, is it just me or is everyone acting strange?
I don't see anything wrong.
Perfect.
Barthur takes the rune out of Roy's hands, then pulls out a device out of his pocket for which the rune will be inserted. Barthur hands it back to Roy.
It would be best heard from your mouth, Roy.
Okay, how does it?
Roy grabs the device. Roy gets a jolt.
Ooh, that felt.
Roy starts to talk against his will.
Before my story will be told, here is some notes that made all of this possible for me, Roy, to write this.
Wait, this does not seem right.
This town is an interesting place, filled with interesting people. Some be drunks, some gossipers, lowlifes, and more.
Oh, this is not good.
Names like Hennessee Billiams, who is an alcoholic that has a history of some problems at a certain lodge from which he cannot return.
It's not that simple.
Then there is a man of the male, Woscar Wilde, who has willingly delivered many letters of blackmail.
Roy, stop.
Then, of course, the merchant Barthur Tiller.
Oh no, stop, Roy.
Roy can't.
Say, Glork, I dare you.
No.
Barthur is seeing a young actress in secret. He only cares.
Barthur rips the device out of Roy's hand.
Thank you.
You are despicable.
Me?
Barthur holds rune up.
Thespia, this is what your hospitality is worth. Slander and prejudice.
Roy didn't write it.
Quiet. You have said enough.
It was the rune.
Of your own words. Thespia, gather around.
Jane and John enter confused.
Why is everybody yelling?
Roy is spreading our deepest secrets.
How? He has only been here for a day. Personally, I have been pretty good during this whole time.
You have been drunk the whole time.
Felt pretty good.
John takes a swig from his glass.
Roy has got our dark stories from Crituca and was going to compose them to share with the whole world.
Then why aren't we mad at Crituca?
For it is Roy's master plan this entire time.
What?
Roy, this is a good time to exit Thespia, like now. Roy takes a step backwards. Tara and Morraine enter.
Are we starting Roy's story now?
It has begun, and it's all over now.
Why is everybody seeming agitated?
Roy is exploiting our secrets. His story is full of them.
What?
It's not true.
But it truly is.
I do not believe it, Mr. Speareshake.
Roy, we are in danger.
Roy played it for us. Our ears heard it all.
I thought it was from you.
Roy shows Tara the empty package.
For Roy, 3 hearts. Who is this from?
Roy has no idea.
It must have been sent by Roy to convince us.
Or was it another woman?
It's Crituca's fault.
No, Roy's fault.
Crituca?
It is true. Crituca had her part.
Let us be rational here.
Roy?
I told you this would happen. All you had to do was listen to me.
Roy didn't even want you.
Roy?
Leave me alone.
I can't! This is my job! Everybody quiets down. Tara looks to Roy, then walks away in a hurry. Exits.
Tara!
Roy follows Tara, but is stopped by Barthur.
Where are you going, Roy?
What did thou say to Tara?
Nothing.
Speareshake gets close to Roy.
All's well that ends well, Roy.
What are you talking about?
Speareshake pushes Roy away.
Take that back! How dare you speak of Tara that way?
I said nothing. This is all you're doing. You...
Speareshake punches Roy in the face. Roy hits the ground hard. Roy grabs his head in pain. All the radio frequencies have returned. Roy screams. Roy. Oh no, Roy's entire interior system is malfunctioning again. Enters, followed by Crituca.
What is the meaning of all the noise? Roy, what happened to you?
I did the deed.
Why?
It has been a 12th night since I have been here, but for this home I will defend thee.
What in all of Amard are you talking about?
Everybody starts to explain what happened, but nothing is distinct.
One at a time.
Roy has our secrets.
And is going to exploit us.
From Crituca?
Me?
It all got out of hand so fast.
Dear friend, what have you done?
Not I, says thee, but it.
Points to Roy.
This Montague attempted to make way with slander of the townfolk. Thespians, my people. So my first delivered swift justice through thy mind harked for peace. Though for Tara, her honor to remain pure, I struck. I apologize for none of that has occurred.
Roy struggles to get up. Roy, rest, you're in too much pain.
The... Oracle. Unclean hands.
You blame that old bag of arsenic and old lace? How dare thou?
Her prophecy.
The Oracle said it yesterday. Was it not just meaningless banter? It was something Speareshake said.
His story.
His... words.
Roy, are you trying to say something about Speareshake?
What are you trying to get at, Roy? The damage is already done.
The man, Urt-8 of Thespia, thou hast the most say in this community. This Roy has wronged your town, your friends, your home. This minion of actions of great proportions has nothing to giveth back for renovation of his damage.
Everybody looks to Urt.
What do you wish of me? To cast him out in this condition?
Roy is far too dangerous. Morraine, thou hast examined Roy deeply. What have you seen?
There is definitely something troubling him from inside. As for this, I have not a clue to help him. I wish I could do more.
Troubled indeed. And as for Tara, thy love's labor, lost to us all due to this Roy.
Tara is dead?
What? No! Lost as... will not regain trust again. Roy has taken his toll.
Roy, what have you done? I left you only for a little bit. Did I not say to watch over him to prevent trouble?
You did, and I tried.
But Roy had prior motives, ones that are hard to prevent. Roy must leave or face the consequences.
So what be the verdict, Ert? Remind thou that this Oedipus wrecks all he encounters from within our township's family.
Roy needs rest.
We need safety.
We need to be reasonable.
Enough!
The needs of your town are stated.
Roy must go.
Ert helps Roy up and whispers to Roy.
I'm so sorry, Roy, but they have spoken. Troubles seem to follow you. Hopefully not so where you go next. Despia is but a place. It has many problems, and I can take only so many at a time.
What about Roy's happy ending?
An ending only comes at the story's end. Your story has only begun, my friend. Keep exploring and learn all you can about what it is around you, and maybe you will finally learn what Roy is to you. Continue to follow your inner instincts. They will help you carry onward. You have greatness within you. I see it. I might not see you again, but I look forward to hearing from you soon. Good luck, Roy.
Roy takes a couple steps to leave, stops. Roy, you gotta leave, or the end will be near. Roy turns around. Roy pulls out Roy's flask received from Ert and opens it. Roy raises it to the air.
To Roy and beyond.
Roy takes a long drink of the flask, stops and collapses with the flask tight in his hand. Roy starts to laugh. Ert points to Roy. Hennessee and John grab Roy by his arms and drag Roy off stage. An orange with a hint of red glowing rune with the story Roy created, falls out of Roy's pocket and remains on stage as Roy is completely dragged off stage. All remaining characters gaze at Roy's rune, which glows brighter. The rune starts to play. We hear Roy from earlier, page 6.
I don't remember the ground being this color, or the two suns, or even who I am. All I remember is Roy.
All remaining characters look at Speareshake. Lights dim except for Roy's room. Blackout.